Hi everyone, Thatemilykelley here doing my first convention wrap-up. Yes. So this past weekend, Halloween weekend, was Comikaze. This is our fourth Comikaze. We started going in the second year, and this year, the fifth year, is just so much bigger and better. Really, Comikaze is probably my favorite convention to go to. Not only is it just a really, really well run convention and has a lot of big names, Stan Lee is always there, but it was the first convention I ever went to, and it was the place where I really found out about cosplaying. I honestly didn't know anything about cosplaying. I just knew, like, I liked costumes. I've always liked dressing up and, playing pretend. But I didn't know that that was like a whole world, like this whole world of cosplay and convention cosplay was out there until I went to Comikaze. So it'll always have like a really special place in my heart because it turned me on to this hobby and this love that's kind of taken over my life the last couple of years. I only cosplayed one day this year. Usually I cosplay a little bit more, but there's just a lot of things going on. So I only did Red Sonja on Saturday. Red Sonja has progressively become my most popular cosplay, which is great because she's also my favorite cosplay. Usually I try to create something new for each convention, especially for Red Sonja, just even like little things like getting a new wig or something. So for this convention, for Comikaze, I wanted to create a cape, because if you've ever seen a Red Sonja, my butt cheeks are kind of out. So it's, which is kind of a public service for you guys because I have a really good butt, but still it doesn't lend me a lot of freedom to sit or to go upstairs or, to not have my butt cheeks hanging out at the convention all day. So I wanted to make a cape. The cape actually didn't end up working out, so we turned it into a battle skirt, which I actually ended up liking better. And it was really pretty and flowy and still gave me a lot of freedom in sitting and walking. The other reason, besides not having my butt cheeks hanging out all the time, of wanting to build this cape battle skirt was because I was going to be competing in the Cosplay National Championships at Comikaze. It's basically just their costume contest, but it has a bit more money and a lot more prestige. Really only the best of the best were entered and were competing, so I was really, really honored to be included, especially among so many amazing cosplayers. I didn't place, but I didn't expect to because of the level of craftsmanship among the other cosplayers. But if you weren't there at Comikaze, you can watch my little run right now. Fun time, but it was also very terrifying. I had a lot of panic attacks backstage leading up to it, but eventually once it was over I was like, yeah, I'm so glad that I did it. Also, the really cool thing, because I'm backstage of the Hot Topic main stage before going on the stage to do your cosplay, guess who walks by? None other than Princess Leia herself, Carrie Fisher, and reportedly she had like 104 fever and stayed the whole day. Like, she didn't want to let anybody down. Dog barked at us because we all looked like crazy people in our gigantic costumes. So that was really cool. I got very excited to see her. Because of doing my Red Sonja cosplay, I've gotten pretty friendly with the lovely woman who runs the official Red Sonja Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook accounts. And I knew she was going to be there, so I was kind of keeping an eye out for her, and it just so happened that they were walking down the same aisle as us in Artist Alley handing out Red Sonja buttons. I just sort of beeline for her like, Shannon! So it was really fun to talk with her and to meet her husband, Luke Lieberman, who's actually the president of Red Sonja Industries, like to talk with him, especially about the reboot of Red Sonja that Gail Simone did, which is the reason why I started cosplaying her in the first place, and then also the future of Red Sonja, not just with the comics, they have a Halloween costume coming out. The other great thing about talking with Luke and Shannon is the future of Red Sonja as a character, and especially the cosplay of, for the first time in a long time, Red Sonja is going to be getting a new costume, which means I'll also be getting a new costume. I actually really love the new design, and so I'm going to be attempting to finish it for WonderCon, but don't quote me on that. Scale mail is a lot of work, so I'm really excited to get that together, and hopefully I'll have it finished sometime this year. And it was just really cool if, as a cosplayer, you know, people like your photos on Instagram or take your picture at conventions, but it's really rare that the people behind that character or who produce that character now get to talk to you and you get to talk to them and they tell you you do a good job with their character. So that was really exciting for me, and it was really, really lovely to meet them in person. Other than cosplaying, I was also at Comikaze to be on a panel. This was my second panel. The first one I did was at Long Beach Comic Con. Nerd Living panel is just, we talk about food, fashion, love, life, really anything that incorporates nerdiness into our lives. And I really like being on this panel. We talk about a lot of really fun things and a lot of things that are like really important to me in my life. And I love hanging out with all the panelists. They're all super cool people. And if you didn't get a chance to catch the Nerd Living panel this time, you can follow all of my fellow panelists. Here's all their handles. My other favorite part of conventions, always my favorite part of conventions, is seeing all my con friends and nerd friends and cosplay friends, because usually I don't like get to see them on a day-to-day basis. You really only get to see them at conventions and on the internet. So one of my favorite cosplayers and a recent cosplay friend is Carrie Cosplay. She was also in the cosplay contest with me, and she did this amazing Meredith from Dragon Age cosplay and actually ended up placing third in the Journeyman competition, which was so well deserved. Her armor was incredible. Another one of my con friends is Sarah Graves. She's also a cosplayer, but she was also on the opposite team from me at Geeks Who Drink, but no hard feelings, we're friends. And she did this incredible steampunk Wolverine cosplay, which was so beautiful, especially the corset was great. I got to see Misha Mock, who actually ended up placing second in the Masters competition with her Arcanine. It's like a battle Arcanine. Super cool. She had this gigantic axe that lit up. So the award was like well deserved. Chrissy Lynn was actually like running the competition. So back and forth with her. Kit Quinn was also backstage helping us. She was really lovely. And Leanna Vamp was the announcer of all the awards. And so I got to see her very briefly. I also got to see a few people that I know from the Geek Girl Brunch group, including Megan Gotch. Most of you probably know her as the Nerdy Girly. She was dressed up as sort of a casual Slytherin. Her everyday cosplays are always so cute. And it's always so fun to see her. She's a very positive, encouraging person. So it's always good on a con day. I also ran into Hansi Oppenheimer. She's a documentary filmmaker. She's making a film called Squee the Fangirl documentary, which I am featured in, and my Red Sonja is also featured in too. So it was nice to see her and learn more about the film and when we can see it. And if you haven't checked it out yet, you can find it on Facebook and Twitter. I definitely recommend it. It's a really, really cool project. So usually I buy a bajillion things at conventions, but now we're kind of like stockpiling art and we just don't have a lot of room in our trophy case for things. So I only bought one thing at Comikaze, but it was so worth it. It's kitty cat ears. These ears are done, they're floral cat ears. I don't know if you can really see the flowers on them, but they're done by Floral Romance. You can follow her on Instagram, and they're really adorable because I just was thinking when I'm not cosplaying, mostly I wear like, you know, my nerdy t-shirts, but I kind of wanted something more, or at least something I could just do like a really quick anime girl sort of cosplay. So that's why I got the ears, and obviously I love cats, so this was a good purchase for me. So my next convention is WonderCon. I might be going to a few conventions in between, but definitely the next one you will for sure see me at is WonderCon. So if you want to see more convention wrap-ups, give this video a like and make sure you subscribe to our channel where we're doing hopefully more convention wrap-ups and definitely more Let's Play videos because there's a lot more games coming. I have more Dead Island. I'm going to be playing a Batman game. Fallout's coming out, so you don't want to miss a video, so make sure you subscribe. It really means a lot to us and especially to me that you guys like our videos. So please give it a like and a share and tell all your friends crazy things in the works. So thank you for watching this video and I'll see you next time.